that the prosecutor of the ICC will be able to visit New York and attend meetings in the UN?
I'm not going to speculate on all of that. I'll stick to what the president said.
I mean, would you support the legislation that some are looking at in Congress to actually restrict visas? I mean, what's your position on that?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen any draft legislation on it, so I don't want to comment on it. I don't want to speculate. We'll have to see whatever Congress proposes. We'll have to take a look at it.
But Ambassador, when the ICC issued an arrest warrant for President Putin, your administration said that you fully endorsed it, and Biden actually also said that he asked for that you would assist. You would assist the case, and also Russia's not a member of the ICC, Israel is not a member of the ICC. So what's the difference of policy for you?
It's a very clear policy. In any way that there may have been to try to equate what Hamas, a terrorist organization, has done, what they did on October 7th, and equate with a democratically elected government in Israel is trying to defend itself. I just there's no equivalence. See it all in our view.
So your main objection is that they're put in the same
No, we think it's
case?
outrageous. As the president said very clearly, it's outrageous to indict Israeli leaders.
But what does that have to do with war crimes allegedly committed by Israel against civilians? That's completely separate from what Hamas did.
Well, look, if you're talking about what, we don't believe Israel's committed war crimes, okay? I'm not an international lawyer, but that is certainly our view. So, but we know what Hamas did on October 7th. It was very clear what the intent was. So, in terms of going back to the question about Vladimir Putin, it's very clear what Vladimir Putin, the leader of a government, the leader of the Russian Federation, did when he launched an invasion of Ukraine. It's very clear, and committed horrendous atrocities. So, it's not good to compare, but you asked the question, so I answered.
I understand it's not good to compare, but the atrocities committed by Israel are no less than the atrocities committed by Russia. That's why the comparison.
Israel is fighting a war of self-defense. Russia was not fighting a war of self-defense. It was a war of aggression that's still being played out every day. And you can ask the Ukrainian people.
But you could also argue that the Palestinians say they're fighting for their freedom from occupation, so that could also be considered self-defense, maybe.
Look, the Palestinians are going to say what they have to say. We know what's happening. Israel is fighting a war of self-defense. Has Israel done all the things, or has Israel done this in a way that we would have liked to have seen it done? No, but look, that's the situation. On the